Hello guys, I'm Andrei, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. I'm running a company, LLC. We have been relocating people to Belarus over the last 4 years, more than 4 years by now. And often we tie it up to the real estate because having a property is one of the major grounds to have temporary residency in Belarus, TRP. Today we're talking about real estate trends. Just a quick note, we are not a real estate agency. We're not selling properties. We're not buying properties. We are searching for solutions based on your specific case. So your specific case doesn't really go to a comment underneath the video. You can contact me directly for a consultancy. It may be just a general introduction. It may be a specific technical consultancy with a scenario for you and for your life case, so to speak. Thank you for staying with the channel. Let's get started. As you know, the market over here is quite badly tied up to the US dollars, although all the transactions are in rubles, the national currency. So the April of 2025 has showed a very dramatic drop in deals. Roughly around 1,300 deals versus roughly 2,000 deals last April, 2024 April. So that's quite a drop. Nobody knows why. People are feeling that the trend for the price peaking has passed or is about to pass. At some point the prices are dropping, like in Brest, where they were smashing the tops last year. The prices in Vitebsk have been quite stable. Vitebsk and Mogilov is where we're shopping lately. I got a client from EU who just got his TRP in Mogilov, so that's another little market for us. Basically, we can buy anything. We can analyze anything. We can assist you in buying anything across the country. It's not a problem. It's just a matter of your budget, your life scenario, and your determination. And of course, a few other technical factors that we discuss at the consultancy. Traditionally, smaller apartments are rating better and are selling better. So just like in Minsk, 40% of the deals, give or take, were one-room apartments, roughly $1,650 a square meter. The same picture was in Vitebsk. And roughly about 10% in either place were newly built flats. Well, always people claim in the comments that the properties in Minsk are overpriced, so try this. The place behind me, somewhere there, they sold a 4-room apartment for $750,000 last month. So that was the second top deal in Minsk over the month. So yeah, they're overpriced kind of, and of course they're not worth it, but somebody with the money kind of decides the other way. So I don't have any money, I can only applaud to such bargains. Great job. The US dollar exchange rates are pretty unclear. Istanbul negotiations have started, but not quite in the, let's say, way they were expected to start. I mean, there are no big shots out there making decisions. And again, it's hard to tell whether or not the US-Chinese deal is going to strengthen the US dollar rate over here or something else is going to happen. Even the analysts and experts are presenting very opposite perspectives. So we'll see what happens next month. But the trend is interesting. The peak seems to have been passed, and we're expecting the May statistics before the holiday season starts. There may be some high sales around, but we'll just see what happens in early June. Meanwhile, we're shopping in Vitebsk again. The properties are really hard to get, and the properties in Vitebsk are the best and cheapest solution to a village house somewhere in the province, which is still a working practical solution if you have an EU passport and convert it into a summer house or something like this. But generally, we are looking into some serious properties which are going to be foolproof. The ideal solution for one's investment we have shaped up, and the TRP, the temporary residency, is a 1 or 2 room apartment, the $30,000-$35,000 frame, renting it out or just locking it up and paying the monthly utilities, roughly $30 to $50 depending on the hot and warm and heating season, and getting your ideal residency place somewhere else on a long-term rent. If you're interested in the mechanics of the immigration process, I'll be happy to arrange a consultancy for you. And if you wish to talk real estate, we have partners, real estate agencies that can tackle this issue as well in the context that you require. The contacts are down below. Donation links are over here if you wish to make the channel brighter, to get the videos shot more often. We'll be handling a pretty big project very soon, I hope. Districts of Minsk, the areas to consider and to settle in. And that will be possible with your support only. Meanwhile, let us have a look at the market of Vitebsk. I must have mentioned there were about 215 deals in April. National Agency for Cadastre and Real Estate Registry offers the statistics for that. It's available online, but it's not the most refined statistics, let's say. So the actual market experience with specific cases would get you a more clear understanding of what costs what. For this, again, we have real estate agency partners that can run a little lecture for you. We considered 3, actually 5, but I'll film 3 one-room apartments. All of them are roughly 30 square meters. You will see the high colors very soon. And the general idea was they were either on the 5th or on the 1st floor. There are no properties between the 2nd and 4th floor in this price frame in Vitebsk left, and it's a 340,000 strong city. So that's kind of interesting, and it's a kind of an interesting trend. The client needs an immediate solution, so all of the properties you're seeing will be basically nominated for the final shopping round. We'll be going there in a few days, and I'll be giving approximate locations, approximate sizes, because this is not a commercial for the properties, and it's just samples of the existing properties on the market. So the first one was opposite the medical university, which is kind of good because that's a very popular place and central enough, though sitting pretty high, which is a disadvantage at all times. It may have a chance. All the 3 candidates have pretty handsome renovations, so they are fit for immediate rent out or for ones living there. If one is planning to travel further after getting the residency, it's not a problem. This can be considered as well. The second place was on the 1st floor, and it's much more central than the first one. And basically nicely redone, flat, without any obvious wrinkles that could, let's say, alert me as a guy with a couple of renovations behind me. Pretty handsome option, and the 1st floor is something to be considered from all angles, like neighbors and everything, and the outside factor, like a parking lot. So we'll give a thought to it as well. Last but not least, the same central area, a walk away from Victory Square and elsewhere in the center of Vitebsk. The place has been redone. It's the 5th floor out of 5, no lift of course, and it's also looking great. So I'm leaning to B and C over here, and you might point out which place you would prefer. Again, let's not forget that Vitebsk is just let's say, small provincial stop for your plan to relocate here. A small investment, not necessitating $60,000 in Minsk or something like this, but less pretentious budget of $30,000, give or take. which is your first step over here, enough to try the country, enough to look around and to see if Belarus is your relocation destination or you'd like to go somewhere else. But out of some 40 guys I relocated total, like roughly 10 a year, I guess, maybe 1 out of 10 actually left the country for whatever reason. Some of them have accomplished their, let's say, goal to create a family, and others are sticking around and working online and having good time. So generally, this is the new strategy for the relocation. If you're interested, please let me know. My contacts are down below under each and every video. And any feedback, any comments down below, rather than the technical questions that require consultancy, are very welcome. Press likes, press dislikes, don't forget to write. And at some point, I'll see you in Minsk. Cheers. The courtyards, which are kinda grayish, to put it mildly, in February and March and everything, in May-September, are absolutely green and marvelous. There's nothing like this you're going to get for the double budget in Minsk in the newly built districts. Of course, you're gonna get kinda cleaner stairwells, although it's not guaranteed, kinda more civilized neighbors, definitely not guaranteed. Kinda everything better, except here it's twice as cheap. You want to up the budget, it's not a problem. We're not saying that this is the only option you can buy in Vitebsk. That's just the minimum ticket to settle here, look around and see if you want to evolve or sell off this property and move on to some better place. Hope to see you in Minsk or in Vitebsk at some point. Don't forget to write, and cheers. Update about the real estate market. There's been a reform. Real estate agents are going to evolve into realtors or die out. They will have to pass a certification exam, and basically salesmen will be your guides in the field and through the paperwork all the way through. Previously, realtors were certified lawyers who checked. Agents were kind of savvy guys who talked and sold. If you allow the restaurant analogy, the waiters will be now qualified to cook, and they will be basically all chefs. And essentially there'll be much less time for each client because it just doesn't work like that. If you have a brainy guy doing the paperwork and collecting all the data and analyzing and stuff, it's not a sales person that takes clients and opens your flat for shows and everything in the field. They will all be certified and professional and knowledgeable, and that's all cool and sweet, but I really don't know how it's going to work in the field. They will allow several hundred real estate agents to take exams, and I'm told that they're taking exams already and becoming realtors. Meanwhile, the decree was passed yesterday, so we'll see what happens by the end of the year. But generally, it's gonna be fairly challenging for the sales sector because, again, you don't really get the waiter cook your stuff. They just serve your stuff, serve it decently, and then the chef is responsible for what's on the table. The government knows better, so just letting you know that the real estate agents are going to go. And I'm really not sure what's going to happen to the rental market, because that's also happening with the hands of mostly real estate agents, and mostly in a very crappy way. But we'll see how it's going to work. So if you need any translation assistance in the sale or rent of a property, please find my contacts underneath the video. Happy to assist in any way I can. Cheers.